Heading towards the 3A state championship. Two teams today in PCM and Wahlert Catholic that are hoping to mark their calendars with a date in the big dance. Channel Seeds Field here in Fort Dodge, Iowa is our site for the 3A semifinal between the Golden Eagles and the PCM Mustangs. Ben Gislason, Allie Kappert. We'll set the stage for this, but for now, we want to make sure we meet the starters appropriately. So we'll hand it over to the PA announcer for now, then Allie and I will give our 2 cents on what we think we're going to see here today for this 3A semifinal.
Batting fifth, the designated player, number 1. Batting sixth, at first base, number 15, Camden Webb. Batting seventh, in right field, number 0, Kyra Dave. Batting eighth, at third base, number 5, Addison Hudnut. Batting in the ninth position, at second base, number 21, Holly Wood. Flex player and doing the pitching, number 16, Riley Parsons. Head coach for the Mustangs, Sean Hudnut. Now let's meet the home team from Wahlert Catholic. They're the non-starters for the Golden Eagles. Number 2, Ari McClyman. Number 6, Lydia Lundstrom. Number 9, Quinn Mathill. Number 11, Leah Rolling. Number 13, Cameron Dyson. And number 21, Zoe Nepper. Their assistant coaches, Mark Reichel, Alex Ball, Malia Klein, and Katie Hayes. Now here are your starters for the Wahlert Catholic Golden Eagles. Playing right field, number 17, Ruth Tauber. Batting second, doing the pitching, number 14, Julie Rowe. Batting third in center field, number 7, Kylie Sieverding. Cleanup hitter for the Golden Eagles. At third base, number 4, Eddie Klein. Batting fifth, at second base, number 3, Sadie Schultz. Batting sixth, at first base, number 12, Anna Rowley. Batting seventh, the designated player, number 18, Haley Lang. Batting eighth, at shortstop, number 24, Natalie Ruba. Batting in the ninth position in left field, number 16, Claire Roches. The flex player doing the catching, number 23, Lily Oberhopper. Head coach for the Golden Eagles, Tyler Lang. Now please turn your attention to the home plate area. The umpires for this contest as assigned by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. First base, Greg Buster. Third base, Stan Schmidt. And calling the balls and strikes this afternoon, Jordan Hill. All right, who's ready for state tournament softball?
3A semifinals getting set to cast off here from Fort Dodge. Golden Eagles and the Mustangs, who will skate their way to the final. That's what we're trying to find out here this afternoon. How did both of these teams get here? Allie, both of these teams doing what everybody expected them to do as the higher seeds in their respective quarterfinals, getting through, obviously, Dubuque Wahlert, top seed in the 3A bracket. They're the team to beat. Let's start there. Maybe wasn't as easy as people thought it might be, though, against Center Point Urbana.
Both these teams, very close quarterfinal matchups. I expect nothing different today. Both these teams know this is going to be a hard-fought battle. But for PCM, it's Libby Winters with 2 RBIs, the triple in the 7th. That was the game-winning run. And for Wahlert, Julia Roth, the shutout, 10 strikeouts. She is lights out in the circle. She's ready to go today.
Roth has had a brilliant year. 16-5, a 2.34 ERA, 115 Ks. For PCM, Prairie City Monroe, Libby Winters was the hero. So many heroes that get coined and that get seen here at Fort Dodge during the state softball tournaments, and she had the 2 RBI triple in the 7th inning as this PCM team was able to get past in a walk-off a very good West Liberty team. And an overthrow to third, that was the big difference maker. Ended up being the 2 RBIs to tie it, and then she brought herself around to close things out in the quarters for this Mustang club.
Just some really exciting action so far in this Class 3A bracket. These 2 semifinal games today, both of them going to be really, really good games.
A Wahlert team that was here last year. The same for PCM. Both lost to the eventual 3A champions in Williamsburg. Both would love a chance at vengeance against Williamsburg if they can get there, but they'll have to get past each other first as we're underway here for the 3A semifinal. First pitch for Julia Roth is a strike. Tori Lindsay leading off with a high fly ball to left. Under it is Claire Brosius, and the first out of the game.
Catch by Brosius, route number 1.
A Wahlert team, despite being a 3A club, a number 7 statewide ranking. These Golden Eagles have some impressive wins behind them. 14-4 win over Ames. They swept Cedar Falls this season, swept Cedar Rapids Kennedy, a 9-0 win over Western Dubuque, who was here for the 4A tournament, and an 8-2 win over Xavier, a 4A tournament school as well. So this is
2 wins over Linn-Mar.
No team to be trifled with.
Yeah, they're playing the big schools, and you got to go into it, and you have to play your season that way. Play the big guns, be ready for it in the state tournament.
3-0 count here for Roth on the number 2 batter, Addison Steenhook. Adding .409 this year is Steenhoek. A big part of this upstart PCM team who came out of Region 4. Big win over Missouri Valley in the Region 4 finals before dispatching of West Liberty. And that's the start that Steenhoek wanted as she bolts down to first as she walks as the second batter of the day.
And she'll get a courtesy runner here. She will be catching.
Ryan DeVore will come in. Roth in the circle talking with head coach Tyler Lang. Can do everything you want and more for this team. Good glove in the field when she needs it, a great teammate. Also leads all classes in home runs with 22 dingers. She's going to Iowa for a reason.
That's something we've seen a lot of in this tournament. Pitchers who can hit, and you love to see it. Across all classes, it seems that we have 1 or 2 pitchers that are right in the top of the lineup for their team with 15, 16, 17, 22 home runs.
1-2 count to the number 3 hitter, Libby Winters. 40 runs scored this year for Winters, so when she gets on base, look out. Batting .537, which means she's on base quite a bit. 2-2 count to the freshman. Swung on and hit down the line. It will be foul, and unable to get there is Brosius out in left field, who's been tested already in this young game.
A lot of action out there. I'll tell you what, between games, I went out behind the bleachers. It is very windy. So these outfielders are going to have some tough plays to make when the ball gets up into the air.
We saw it in the 4A game you and I just did. Some balls that felt like they were can of corn catches were anything but that because of the wind swirling and howling.
The pop-ups to the catcher, the ones that are going straight up, just bringing back towards the field.
Two count here to Winters. Reaches out and just strokes one ever so gently out to left field. Boy, she pulled that out of the dirt. What a nice hit.
She literally just poked her bat to it. That was not even a full swing on the ball. the left-handed hitter gets her bat down to it, able to poke it into left field.
So Lillian Humpel will stride in, the left fielder, batting .330 this year in the 4 spot, and Coach Hudnut telling us some sneaky power. And there was some runners on already for the Mustangs. She's licking her chops at a chance and just 1 out to make this a good start for the Mustangs. 4 homers on the year for the junior. Big swing there, but nice pitch from Roth in the circle.
And Roth's done a nice job so far mixing it up. She throws with a lot of power. That's something at the 1A, 2A, 3A, even across all of Iowa high school softball. It's rare to see a pitcher throw with as much velocity as she's throwing with.
1-2 pitch here from Roth. Future Hawkeye with a K to her name here today as Humpel goes down looking.
And that pitch was just grooved right over the plate by Roth.
Well, I haven't watched Roth long, but there's a swagger to her game out there in the circle. You can just see it. And a first pitch strike to the next batter in Hadley Malang. Roth fires, this one roped to short, plays the short hop, and they throw her out at third. Take the easy base, they say, and that's exactly what we saw happen there. Nice play from Natalie Ruba at shortstop. And PCM is appealing here. PCM is not leaving the base path.
I don't know if that's really a call that you can argue. I mean, the left side umpire is on that play. They're going to have a conversation about it. I'll be honest, she threw me off because I thought it was going to be a 6-3 play across the diamond. So my eyes instantly went over to first base.
Well, and you even wonder if maybe a little bit, there was a slight bobble. You wonder if Addie Klein might have been a bit surprised by it too.
Yeah, definitely.
As Ruba from short goes to third, it is indeed an out, despite a little dissension there. So the half inning ends, and the number 1 seeded Wahlert Golden Eagles will take to the plate next. Here in the first inning, just getting started in Fort Dodge, the 3A semifinal.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Watching the 2025 Girls State Softball Championships here on the Girls Union Network, powered by MidAmerican Energy. Our coverage presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. Ben Gislason and Allie Kappert here into the bottom of the first inning of the 3A semifinal, and a little bit of controversy to end that top of the first inning, but the call on the field stands. And the Golden Eagles will head to the plate for the first time now. It's Ruth Tauber, leads the 3A class in runs scored with 62 times. She's come across home plate. She'd love to do that here in the bottom of 1.
You'll see in so many of these categories where Wahlert leads the 3A field in statistical categories.
Grounder to short, scooped up and thrown down to 1 by Tori Lindsay, and there's the first out of the day.
And Tauber hustled down there. I mean, she made that play really, really close.
Riley Parsons throwing for the Mustangs, a record of 13-1 this season, so she has been a tough cookie to crack. This one's hit high into the air to center. And Libby Winters is there. That was hit directly at her. Didn't have to take many steps to get under that one. No wind on that, no problem. And an already quick inning brewing here for Wahlert.
Sometimes they do make it look easy. Yeah, she maybe had to take 2 steps on that ball. And both pitchers so far in this game get on the mound and they are ready to go. No wasted time in between pitches with both of these teams.
Parsons, the junior, part of this team last year. That was here at Fort Dodge. Lost 8-3 in the quarters to Williamsburg. 8 of 9 players from that Mustang team are back this season, and all 9 for the Golden Eagles are back, including Kylie Sieverding, who has the first hit of the day. As that one goes in between short and third, Sieverding's on first with 2 outs.
And a really good piece of hitting there by Sieverding, able to get her bat out in front of it, pull that ball into left center field. And she's yelling back at Addison Klein, letting her know what she saw.
Well, Klein with 30 RBI this season. There are a boatload of runs batted in for this team. Roth with 60, 30 for Sieverding, 30 for Klein, 36 for Tauber. This is a dangerous top 4 or 5 batters for this very dangerous Golden Eagles team.
I think the craziest thing, you just look at the scores from the entire season from this Wahlert team. They put up huge amounts of runs.
And as we were talking about earlier, they're not playing a cupcake schedule.
No.
They take on some big schools, and not only schools that are playing in the 4A or 5A class, but the class of those classes. There's a grounder right through that hole at short and third again. And so a second straight hit, this time from Addie Klein. That'll move Sieverding along to second and brings Sadie Schultz into the batter's box, the second baseman, looking to keep this 2-out rally rolling. First pitch strike from Parsons.
Yeah, Parsons gets that ball back. She is right on the mound, coming back with the next pitch.
Well, Parsons this year, just 57 strikeouts in the regular season, so not necessarily known for blowing away the competition, but obviously with the 13-1 record, very effective.
And her defense needs to be ready to go as they are. I mean, they're right in position. They're not talking too much between pitches. They're ready for her to go.
That one's right at third base and diving to stop it. There's a nice effort there at third from Addie Hudnut. Had that not gotten stopped, that's probably scoring a couple of runs. It is a hit, though, and so now the bases are loaded.
Yeah, Hudnut there definitely saved her team a run by laying out up against the line, keeping that ball in the infield. Great job by her.
Anna rolling now in a huge moment early. 2 outs, the base is loaded. This could be a major swing of momentum either way you look at it. As Rolling gets a piece of that one and stripes it foul.
And Wahlert now 3 hits on the inning. Single, single, single.
Rolling, the lone senior on this roster.
It's always crazy to look at, just the talent they have now and then the talent coming back again next year.
Heavily junior-laden team. Tauber and Roth, Sieverding, Klein, Schultz, all the batters we've just seen, all juniors. Rolling touted as the great leader, though. Trying to lead here and grab her team a lead if she can knock in the runner at third base, by the way. Did have a Sieverding making her way to third. As here's a swing and a fly ball. It's going to be a long run, and she's able to get there out in right field. It was just about short, but Kyra Nave is in time. And the Golden Eagles flounder on a bases loaded situation as we'll head to the second, still scoreless, but the tension is rising here in Fort Dodge at the 3A semifinal.
Different people have different needs, so Delta Dental of Iowa has affordable dental and vision coverage that meets you where you are. Small business on a budget? We have options with no employer costs. Traditional Medicare plans don't cover dental, but we do. And if you can't get benefits at work, you can buy direct from us. Plus, we give back to local communities, so you help make an impact. Choose Delta Dental for your smile, for your health, for your community.
Well, a major disaster avoided there by pitcher Riley Parsons and the PSM Mustangs as they load the bases, but Parsons able to get the fly out there to end the inning, and that'll bring PCM back to the plate here for the top of the second inning. Camden Webb steps in here looking to start the inning off with a base hit. The freshman batting .333 this year for the Heart of Iowa Conference champion Mustangs. Roth starting behind here, down 2-0.
Just continuing to stay on that low outside corner, missing just down and off the plate.
.30 count, 4 straight pitches, and that'll take Camden Webb all the way to first. All right, kind of lead-off look for the Mustangs.
And Roth, not a pitcher that throws a ton of walks. Coming into the state tournament, 112 innings pitched, only 22 walks across 112 innings.
Bunt laid down. That one's going to spin backwards. Little English on that. As Kyra Nave has a single on a bunt. No outs and runners aboard now. That will bring Addie Hudnut to the plate.
And the Wahlert defense there looked like they were waiting for that ball to spin out of play. It just died once it hit the dirt.
So Addie Hudnut now will step in, batting .319 this year. And she looks to bunt as well. That one's into the air and just out of the reach of both the catcher Lily Oberhofer as well as first baseman Anna Rolling.
And I like the idea here for PCM. Play some small ball, get your runners moving, see if you can't produce an early lead.
Bunt this time laid down effectively. Roth is there. She'll pitch it to first and grab the out, but now two are in scoring position for PCM here with 1 out in the second.
And that's a perfect sacrifice bunt. You want to get it down the baseline. Wahlert keeps their first baseman back in that situation, so it was Roth who had to go over to the first base line and make the play.
Second baseman Holly Wood steps in, and I'm told by Sean Hudnut she has a big personality. With a name like that, how could you not have a big personality? Pass ball there. And so Holly Wood will step back. Nobody coming around the bases there. Nicely handled by Oberhofer behind the plate. Roth was quickly out of the circle to make sure she was there in case there was a play at the plate. 1-0 count to Wood. Some steam on that one.
For Camden Webb at third base, I mean, she just didn't have the jump there. And if you don't have the jump, it's smart to just stay. You don't want to get yourself in a situation, get thrown out on a pass ball.
Another heater in high from Roth has the count in her favor, 1-2 against the second baseman Wood. And a strikeout for Roth just when she needed it with runners in scoring position.
Huge out for Dubuque. Wahlert now 2 outs in the inning, back at the top of the order, but Roth was dealing in that at-bat.
Tori Lindsay, who flew to left in the first inning, back up for her second tour at the plate against Roth. That one's fouled off for an 0-1 count. And that one off the elbow of Lindsay, and that'll load the bases with 2 outs.
And that hurts. I mean, that hit her square in the elbow. She appears to be okay. It's not an ideal place to get hit by a pitch.
It's probably one of the worst places you can pick, actually, in softball.
So many hitters now, like Steenhook up at the plate, wears the Evo shield on their elbow to protect that area.
Addison Steenhoek at the plate. Walked in the first. Likes to come way out of the batter's box in between pitches. Love watching the different little nuances each batter has and the routine. 0-1 count, swung on. Steenhoek fouls it off.
Baseball and softball players are some of the, and I can say this because I was one, some of the most superstitious people I know. The routines between pitches when you're at the plate for fielders, every little thing. Baseball and softball players have a routine, have a superstition.
I can say that about hockey players too, quite confidently. Low and away for a count of 1-2.
And Steenhoek, her toes right up on that line, right up against home plate.
This one hit to left. Brozy is trying to track it down. She's got it at the fence. Brosius has been active, but she's been perfect, as are the Golden Eagles as they dodge a difficult spot, and they'll head to the plate in the bottom of the second when we return, still scoreless here in Fort Dodge.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
PSM loading up the base, or PCM, pardon me, loading up the bases there in the top of the second inning, but Julia Ruff flexing her pitching muscles and some good defense behind her. They keep this a scoreless ball game as we head to the bottom of the second here. Wahlert and PCM looking to punch their ticket to the championship game. Wahlert falling one game short last year in a nip and tuck matchup with the eventual champion Williamsburg. 3-2 was the final, so some unfinished business for Wahlert Catholic here in Fort Dodge. Haley Lang will start things out here for the Golden Eagles. Freshman with 4 home runs this season. Designated player swings and fouls one off for an opening pitch strike for Parsons.
And Parsons has really done a nice job locking it in when needed. But one of the downfalls of our announcing area behind home plate is when someone spills a drink above us, we get rained on.
Well, that ball goes raining into left field. Nicely hit by Haley Lang, who's got a leadoff single. I'm just hoping it's water
I
coming
hope
down
it's water.
and not Gatorade or something a little more sticky.
Yep, we'll find out soon.
Yes, we sure will. So a leadoff single for Lang. Natalie Ruba lays down a bunt, the throw to 1. gets there from Addie Hudnut, and the runner advances to second.
And a really good sacrifice bunt there by Ruba to get that runner into scoring position. Only one out.
To second, 1 out. That brings to the plate left fielder, number 16, Claire Brocious.
Claire Brocious will come in. Already seen her glove be active out in the left. We'll see what she can do with the bat in her hands here. This one's grounded to short. Nicely handled over there in the middle of the infield. That was a rocket of an arm as Brocious had some speed. Good work from Tori Lindsay to throw out the runner at first.
Right fielder, Ruth Tauber.
Back to the top of the order we go. Ruth Tauber, who grounded to short in the first inning, back at it here in the second. So both teams getting a lot of their bats already to the plate despite a scoreless game.
And Parsons continues to work fast, dealing the strike in there on Tauber. Huge opportunity here for Wahlert. Runner at third base.
So Wahlert has a run, one bag away. Taking the lead here, 2 outs. This one swung on by Tauber, lifted to left field, and the old basket catch from Lillian Humpel as she gets it done with a little flair, and will finish up the second inning and head to the third, still looking for the game's first run here in Fort Dodge, scoreless between the Eagles and the Mustangs.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, an Iowa farmer from Calhoun County and president of the Iowa Farm Bureau. As proud title sponsor of the state softball tournament, the Iowa Farm Bureau is dedicated to creating a vibrant future for Iowa through partnerships and programs that help cultivate individuals with great character, a strong work ethic, and exceptional leadership skills. Making it to the state tournament is a great accomplishment that takes a lot of support. That's why we provide millions of dollars in awards, grants, and scholarships that recognize athletic and academic excellence. The well-being of Iowa students is also very important to Farm Bureau. That's why we provide concussion insurance coverage at no cost for all students in grades 9 through 12 who participate in a sanctioned sport. As just one of only 7 states to provide this coverage, it's just another way we're striving to support Iowa's outstanding young leaders. So, from the Iowa Farm Bureau, congratulations to all the players and coaches on an outstanding season, and good luck in the tournament.
Well, both pitchers dodging some spots here in the first 2 innings as we head to the third. PCM and Wahlert Catholic are knotted at scoreless, and that's a great start to the third as a rope to left from Libby Winters. She has her second hit of the day and make it a double. It's in the gap as the center fielder having a fabulous start to her semifinal.
Yeah, Libby Winters comes out swinging first pitch, drives that thing left center field, and she is fast too on the bases. She is ready to move. That is definitely a person PCM wants on the bases here with no outs.
Yeah, important note now. I touched on it in the first at bat she had. She's come across home plate 40 times this year, and she'd love to make it 41 here. There's a bunt laid down by Humpel, and that'll move Winters one bag closer to the go-ahead run. Nicely executed there by the junior.
Winters doesn't need it now, but coming into the state tournament, 23 stolen bases. She moves on the bases.
So Roth now with the go-ahead run to her right. Throws one in high that misses the zone to Hadley Malang, who grounded to short back in the first. That one's high as well. Two and 0 to the freshman Malang. She swings and got a piece of it.
And 2-0 count. Roth going with the off-speed pitch. Really aggressive pitch call, but Roth able to execute.
Looks like she checked it, so it's 3-1. Malang, a .366 hitter this season. In a big spot here to potentially take the lead. This one hit hard, but foul, a little behind on that fastball.
Second time through this lineup, I think these hitters are realizing Rowe's going to provide the power for them. They just need to get their bat out to it, make any sort of contact. And she has herself an RBI here.
3-2 count with a runner on third. Scoreless game in the third inning. Malang takes one just off the plate and trots to first. Third walk for Rowe.
That was really close there. I like the pitch selection as a hitter with 2 strikes. It's a hard pitch to lay off of.
Rowe just 22 walks all regular season long. So maybe a bit of nerves here in the semifinal for the junior. And right now, Tyler Lang taking a moment to take a breath and gather the troops, as PCM knows they're poised to potentially take the lead here if they can get a ball in play.
And I think both of these squads know just how critical a single run in this game is going to be. Both of these teams are going to do anything they can to just produce a single run. A single run could be the difference in this game.
It was the difference in the quarterfinals
Right.
for Wahlert. They know they can win like that.
Right.
And it wasn't like the Mustangs' win was a complete shootout either at 5-4. It came in a walk-off winner late. These teams very comfortable playing with not a lot of runs on the board. Camden Webb at the plate. Runners on the corners and one out. Takes a first pitch strike from Rowe.
With the speed of Winters at third, it'll be interesting to see if Malang at first tries to steal second, see if they can drum up a first and third play.
Rowe rocks and fires one in there for another strike, out where she wants to be, ahead of the .333 batter Webb, who walked in the second. Takes one for a 1-2 count.
So far, Malang staying put at first, but now would be a time deeper in the at-bat. Your hitter's down in the count. See if there's a little bit of movement here.
Roth's delivery swung on and fouled as the battle between Webb and Roth continues here in the top of the third. Eagles trying to keep the Mustangs off the board. Still 1-2. And Roth delivers a clutch strikeout as Webb goes down looking.
Just a huge out for Roth. Get that second out, keeping Winters. Have her stay put at third base.
Junior Kyra Nave steps in. She had a bunt single in the second inning. Takes one in high for ball one, as advancing to second, a stolen base for Hadley Malang. (1-0) to Nave. Beautiful breaking ball, and Nave was out ahead of it.
And Rose, just once again, the ability to mix speeds on these hitters. She throws so fast that when the off speed comes, it really has the ability to throw off a hitter.
It's a dramatic drop in velocity from one pitch to the next.
And her release looks the exact same. I think that's the thing that gets me, is so many pitchers, when they're throwing different pitches, you'll see slight differences in release points or windups. It looks the exact same coming out of her hand.
1-2 count here to Nave. This one grounded up the middle, snared at second. The throw won't get there. And the first run of the game belongs to PCM. Striding across home is Libby Winters, And that's an RBI single for Kyra Nave.
And just a perfectly placed hit. It never leaves the infield. But she has second baseman going so far towards second that she's just unable to make the play at first.
So Nave to first. The threat continues as on third base now, Malang is a base away. And now a 1-0 lead for the Mustangs, the first run that Wahlert Catholic has given up in this tournament.
And runners still at the corner. PCM looking to add to it here in the third.
Junior Addie Hudnut at the plate. Behind on that one from Roth for a 1-2 count. Hudnut, who had the sacrifice bunt. Back in the second inning, her second at-bat of the affair here today. And a strikeout from Roth to seal the inning, but not before the Mustangs grab the opening lead. An RBI single from Kyra Nave sends Libby Winters across home plate and the Mustangs into a lead.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Out to the bottom of the third we go here at the Rogers Sports Complex in Fort Dodge. A 1-0 game now thanks to an RBI single from Kyra Nave and PCM in the top of three. And Wahlert will play from behind now for the first time in the tournament. A team that came into the tournament on a big-time roll. They had won 6 in a row coming into the tournament, including their regional play. Their last loss was June 30th to 2A Power Van Meter.
And Wallert's had their opportunities so far in the middle of this lineup. 3 singles in a row in the first inning, so definitely expect this offense to come alive at some point.
Pardon me on that. I was looking at PCM's schedule. 3 wins in a row through the regional tournament. Their most recent loss was actually to Norwalk back on July 5th. Again, you just look at the teams that this club has played, some of them that they've beaten. Golden Eagles are unafraid of any kind of matchup. Leading off and floating one high into right field. Roth is retired.
And here's the part of the lineup now. 3 singles in a row, their first time through the lineup. See if PCM switches up the attack plan from Parsons.
4 hits apiece. And the Mustangs on top by 1. Sieverding stoked one out to left field for a single in the first inning. 3 straight singles in that first inning. Sieverding, Klein, and Schultz, who will be the next 3 batters if we get there. (2-0) count to the junior center fielder. Make it 2-1.
I tell you what, regardless of if Parsons is getting a ball call or a strike call, she is right back on that mound. So many pitchers, they get the ball back, they kind of take in the scenery, take a deep breath, look into their dugout, get their next pitch call. She's on the mound. She wants her pitch call. She's ready to go.
And a walk to Sieverding. Ellie, as a batter, would you like that, or would you want a little bit of time? And I guess you could kind of control your side of it too, but would you maybe try to mess her up a little bit by taking a little extra time? Would you play that kind of mental warfare if you were in this spot?
You know, if she's getting really, really in a groove throwing strikes.
High fly ball. Could it be in the gap? Nope. Getting to it out in center.
But if she's really getting in a groove, throwing a lot of strikes at that point, you're looking back at the umpire, calling time, giving yourself a second, and give a moment to everyone to just kind of take the deep breath. But, I mean, right now, she's in complete control, working at her speed.
Klein flies out into the glove of Winters, and so now Sadie Schultz had a single in the first, up now for the second time. 2 outs and Sieverding at first, representing the tying run. Long way from home right now, though. That might help. Up the middle and through. Just enough to get past shortstop.
PCM about had a web gem of a play up the middle there. Just snuck past.
Tori Lindsay showing her range there. Just out of her reach. So Schultz is 2 for 2. Anna rolling in now, who flew out to right in the first. Takes a first pitch ball from Parsons. This one fouled over the backstop and somewhere towards the crazy kettle corn stand.
Sorry, son, we had a 10-year-old girl catch that ball yesterday.
It sounds like a fan from PCM might have missed the
Yes.
catch, and he got called out.
PA announcer having some fun here, as he always does. There's pressure if you're in the stands.
100%. I mean, it's just as much pressure up there.
This is a long drive to center. Does it have enough? Caught at the wall! A spectacular grab from Libby Winters as she robs a surefire home run.
This right here, the catch of the tournament. Winters goes over the fence and brings it back. What a play by Libby Winters.
That is a galvanizing moment for a PCM team that thought their lead might evaporate. Instead, they'll keep it 1-0 as we'll head to the fourth. Wow, what a moment. Libby Winters keeps the lead for the Mustangs.
Excelling in athletics takes teamwork, dedication, and a commitment to excellence. These are the same qualities that help our pig farmers and our communities thrive. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics and the student athletes who make us all proud. Visit iowapork.org/wecare to meet the people behind the pork and hear about our winning approach to caring for our pigs, the environment, and our communities.
SWIC is a community. Southwestern Community College is a place in rural southwest Iowa where students from across the world come to be a part of a tight-knit family, Spartan Nation, where they study, train, grow, thrive, and are called by name, not by number. At SWIC, we are one.
A breathtaking finish to that third inning. Libby Winters with this grab, so nice, you have to see it twice. This was a remarkable catch, and just the complete abandon for the fence being there, selling out, and look at the excitement between Winters and her teammates. We'll have to wait and see what winds up happening as this team now, can they take that moment, Allie, and turn it into runs?
I don't know how you're doing. I tell you what, that was probably the play of the tournament up until this point. Libby Winters just going all out over the wall to make the grab. And PCM now in a situation, they have the momentum coming here into the fourth inning. We're going to take a quick pause for a heat break, but this is a time that you don't want the heat break. If you're PCM, you're ready to go.
That's such a great point. You would hope to roll right into the batter's box with that, and those are little moments in games, and that was a big one. But plays like that, where you see one of your players just go into a superhuman mode and make a grab like that, and not only a big grab, but one that saves you 2 runs. How much can that turn this game into PCM's corner? And now, adversely, when you're looking at it from the Golden Eagles standpoint, how important is this inning for the soul of this game that you make it a simple one?
For Dubuque Wahlert right now, the key is they need to go 3 up, 3 down. They need to lock in on defense and get the bats back in their hand. They know that they're starting to square the ball up against Parsons and PCM's defense. They want the bats back in their hands as soon as possible.
So as we get set here for the 4th, Julia Roth has been, for the most part, delivering what we've grown accustomed to seeing from the Iowa commit. Has given up 4 hits on the day. 1 run came across back in the 3rd. Her counterpart, Riley Parsons, has been solid as well, has gotten obviously some great fielding behind her. And due up here to start the inning for PCM is Holly Wood.
PCM after 3 complete. Top of the 4th. Second baseman Holly Wood.
Wood tries to lay down a leadoff bunt. That one spirals off the bat. Foul.
PCM right now, they're going 9-1-2 in their lineup this inning, so they're looking to manufacture some runs, get some speed on the bases for the power part of this lineup.
Lindsay, Steenhook, and Winters on the way. Wood can get on here. 9 stolen bases for Wood as well, so she's no slouch once she gets on the base paths. Behind on that fastball from Roth. One-two to Hollywood. This one hit into the air, and another great grab. This time from the Golden Eagles. That's a diving stab at shortstop. Natalie Ruba, fantastic.
This game is insane. The defensive plays have been so fun to watch. Both these teams laying it out on the line for their pitcher and for their team.
So Tori Lindsay will step back into the batter's box. And she hits one hard foul down the line. Should have noted earlier when Lindsay was hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning, you talked about she didn't seem fazed by it. Well, here's why. That was the 17th time she's been hit by a pitch this season. That is a PCM record.
I don't doubt that.
So
how could that not be a record?
She knows exactly what she's doing. Is there an art to getting hit by pitches?
Stand close to the plate and
crowd
don't
it,
move.
Yeah. And be tough, I suppose.
Move for nothing.
Yeah, no, you might need some ice packs after the game.
Yeah, her toes are right up on the line.
This one fouled high into the air.
It actually amazes me even more now. She's up there with no elbow guard, no shin guard, nothing. She's been hit by a pitch 17 times this season.
That's just tough as nails, simply put. High rise ball. And can't take a hit by a pitch on a pitch like that. A strikeout for Roth. She's got her 5th already.
And as I mentioned, going into this inning, the key for Wahlert was to go 3 up, 3 down in this inning. And they've had a quick first 2 outs.
In comes Addison Steenhook. Called first strike on the opening pitch. This one hit hard to right. That's over the head of the outfielder. Tauber throws it in. Is the throw in time? Yes, it is, on a frozen rope from right. Ruth Tauber with a rocket, and the defensive plays just keep showing up.
That is an absolute rocket off of Steenhook's bat. Picture perfect tag.
Couldn't have put it in a better spot. As we'll head to a break, reeling from another outstanding defensive play. Web gem after web gem here in Fort Dodge. Still 1-0 PCM.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Well, Allie, I'm not sure what we're going to see next. Seemingly, the plays just keep getting more impressive by the inning. We've seen the spectacular grab out at center field, robbing a home run from center fielder Libby Winters. We've seen a diving grab at short last inning, then that bullet from right by Ruth Tauber that threw out the runner at second. This game just keeps getting more and more gripping by the inning.
You really don't see a sequence like that defensively at any level of softball. I'm not just talking high school softball. I'm talking Power 4 college softball. It's rare to see a defensive sequence like that. Both of these teams are playing lights out.
So we'll see what the Mustangs can cook up here defensively in this inning. Golden Eagles would obviously love to change the scope of this game into more of an offensive game, and that's the start they want, as Haley Lang has her second single of the day. With that, Sean Hudnut, in his 7th season with the Mustangs, is going to call a meeting in the circle here just between catcher and pitcher.
And they're at the bottom of this Dubuque Wahlert lineup. It was Ruba last time who laid down a beautiful sacrifice bunt. So defensively, PCM needs to be prepared. I mean, you have to imagine Wahlert's playing for 1 run right now. We're at the middle of the game. They need to get this game back tied.
IMT substitution heading to first for Wahlert Catholic is Quinn Mattill. So the leadoff runner aboard, and Natalie Ruba will step in and look to advance the runner. Ruba shows bunt, and a ball results from that.
And the plan all the way right now is to advance the runner.
Home plate umpire Jordan Hill coming out to have a word there with Hudnut. Wasn't able to catch the interaction. Fouling off that bunt for a 1-1 count is Ruba.
And Ruba trying to get that ball down the first base line. PCM keeps their first baseman back, so it's going to be up to Parsons to go over and make the play if a bunt goes that direction.
Breaking ball on the outside part of the plate. Ball getting away from the pitcher there in Parsons, but that's why you work on in practice. You always have to make sure someone's paying attention behind the pitcher, because you never know.
Yep.
You never know. And that could be the difference if you're asleep at the wheel. This one grounded back to the pitcher. Nice play there from Parsons. Snap at the second. Pretty good grab there at short. As Lindsay came across, had to reach up, grab it, get her foot down. Couldn't turn the double play, but they do get the lead runner.
It's always scary as someone who's played softball, I've coached softball, whenever my pitcher turns around to make a hard throw like that, you never know where it's going to go. But nice job at shortstop there to reel that in and get the lead runner.
Bunt laid down. Getting to that is Parsons, but unbelievable base path speed by Claire Brocious. That's a great bunt, and a bunt single makes it 2 on with 1 out.
And just as we talked about, first baseman is back for PCM, so Brocious takes that bunt down the first base line, turns it into a single for herself.
So now the plot thickens, 2 on. This Golden Eagle team looking to tie the game up at 1 here in the 4th. It has been a stingy day of softball in the field. On the top of the order, and Ruth Tauber here. Hits one hard to short. There's one. Can they get 2? Not in time. And so now a runner to third. Brocious thrown out at second.
And PCM needs to have a conversation here what they're going to do in this situation with Roth at the plate. You can see they just put out a first and third call, but need to be careful with the hitter. If I'm PCM, I'd rather see the bases loaded with no damage done.
With the all-class leader in home runs at the plate.
And they're going to stay way outside on her.
Seems like a wise decision. Anything inside, she's turning on that puppy.
And they go right over the plate.
They sure do.
They have full confidence. Love the confidence.
Riley Parsons saying, I dare you.
Monroe coming into the state tournament was hitting .492, 22 home runs.
Staggering 60 RBI in there too.
I'm all about being confident in your players, being confident in your pitcher, but there's a time too you have to be careful.
Big swing there from Roth. And the question here with Parsons, if you play with fire, will you get burned? But sometimes you can get away with it. And you got to be bold in this tournament if you're going to advance to the final, which is what both of these teams are trying to do here in the 3A semis. Roth hits one hard and deep. Could it get there? It does! Parsons playing with fire, and she gets burned as the all-class leader in homers. Julia Roth hammers one to right and takes the lead for Wahlert Catholic.
And that exactly is what they needed to be careful of with Roth at the plate. Drives that thing out into right center, and we could tell off the bat that thing was long gone.
Now in defense of Parsons a little bit, and you talked about it first pitch. They threw way outside. That was on the outside half of the plate. It wasn't something that we would consider wheelhouse, but boy, with a hitter like Roth, it doesn't take the perfect pitch to go yard, does it?
No, and she was just looking anything she could get her bat out to, and that's exactly what she got. It was probably one ball off the plate outside, but not far enough.
So this game flips on its head, a 3-run dinger by Julia Roth, helping out her cause in the circle. And the number 1 seeded Wahlert Catholic Golden Eagles now in the driver's seat, leading by a pair here in the 4th. Another hard hit ball, unable to stop it at short was Lindsay. And that was hit on a bead by Sieverding, who has her second hit of the afternoon.
And Wahlert took those defensive plays from the previous inning, took that momentum right back, and they are bringing it into the offensive side.
It was what we wondered if PCM would do in the last half inning after that great grab in center field. Turns out Wallert's been able to garner some momentum off of that great fielding. And they've turned it into a lead here in the 4th. It's Addie Klein at the plate. That one is fouled off to the left. Klein 1 for 2 on the day, the junior third baseman, batting .318. Lots of good contact from this part of the order here for the Eagles. Klein goes opposite field. That's going to be another base hit. And boy, Sieverding and Klein. It's nothing overly dramatic. It's nothing with a lot of flourish, but boy, is it effective.
Between Sieverding, Klein, and Schultz, 6 singles. There is nothing wrong with that.
So the Golden Eagles now feeling it. And the Mustangs do have a 2 pitching option, and it looks like we're going to see it here. And so Parsons will see her day come to a close. And the lefty, Libby Winters, will step in now. They'll pull her glove out of center and put it into circle. Interestingly enough, you look at the options that Coach Hudnut has. Would have maybe thought Camden Webb would have come in. The freshman, 21 appearances this season. Record of 9-2-3, but it's Winters who they'll bring into the circle. Just 7 appearances this year for PCM, but Hudnut knows his team. He knows what he wants, and also maybe knows that having a lefty option is something that could, I'd imagine, throw a bit of a wrinkle into a Wahlert Catholic team that's starting to find their bats.
And I think that's exactly what they're thinking, is get something going from the other side. See if they can mix it up just enough to get themselves out of this 4th inning.
So the freshman Libby Winters into a major spot.
Defensive change for PCM. Center fielder Libby Winters now pitching.
That's an IMT substitution. Trying to catch who roamed out into center field there. A long ways from us.
Malang, the DP, is now in right field.
Sounds like Hadley Malang has gone to right. Wonder if that's Nave that's moved over to center field.
And the right fielder, Nave, now playing center field.
I love it when I'm right. Doesn't happen often. And so after a handful of changes, including the pitcher, Libby Winters throws her first pitch. It's a ball on the junior second baseman, Sadie Schultz. Schultz, a crisp 2 for 2 today, both singles. The heart of this order. That's been like clockwork on base. 2 outs for Winters and down 2-0 to Schultz. Good pitch there as she put some oomph behind that.
Winters, the freshman, throwing with some speed from the left-hand side. Definitely, I mean, we've seen what she can do in center field, but doing a really nice job coming in relief in the circle as well.
Right back to a 2-2 count. Feel like Libby Winters could be someone as a freshman we should get ready to watch for quite some time. Not only with the bat in her hands out at center field and in the circle right now. Winters has her pitch grounded out to left field. The runner is going to come around and scoring from second. A great bit of base running there as Sieverding comes across, and it is a 4-1 lead for the number 1 seed Golden Eagles.
And Sieverding just gets a great jump off of second base. Scores standing.
And again, another single from Sadie Schultz.
Between those 3 hitters, 7 singles on the day.
Just simply sensational is what you'd call that. Nothing complicated.
3 singles. Not a bad game.
Foul ball there off the bat of Anna Rolling. She was the one who hit that towering fly ball that was robbed at the fence by now pitcher Libby Winters. Oh-2 count. Winters delivers, just misses that outside corner. Count moves to 1-2.
Winner is able to get a little bit of just a last-second jump on her pitches. Some nice movement.
And that's the first strikeout of the day for PCM, and the first for Winters, who closes out the inning, but damage dealt from the powerful Wahlert Catholic bats. They jump out to a 4-1 lead. A bomb from Julia Roth, and the number 1 seed on top here in the semis.
Guess what, fans? It's time.
This is you. And you are why we do what we do. Each and every one of you are wonderful, amazing people. So we'll treat you that way on your journey of trusted care. Because the way you, and you feel matters. Unity Point Health. Know how much you matter to this world.
Thanks again to the Iowa Farm Bureau for presenting the 2025 Girls State Softball Championships as the sole title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Iowa Farm Bureau honors both academic and athletic excellence, helping to nurture the next generation of Iowa leaders. Well, the number 1 seeded Dubuque Wahlert Catholic Golden Eagles leading the way here with a 4-run 4th inning as we head to the 5th. PCM now, as we've seen momentum swinging like a pendulum, will try to swing it back in their favor here, Allie.
And I think with PCM, biggest thing is going to be get the leadoff runner on base. Heading into the 5th inning, this is go time. Need to start getting 1 to 2 runs this inning if they're going to do it. Get the momentum back on their side.
So as has been the case today, we've been spending a little extra time in between full innings, making sure everybody gets hydrated, making sure specifically the umpires who don't get any break out there. You got to give everybody credit on the umpire team here. It is probably the hottest job. It's got to be. You're just standing out there in the sun. You're baking up all day, and you're not getting the same kind of breaks time in the dugout that the players are getting. We've got it made in the shade back here, minus the occasional rain shower that we get from the stands. Things are all right, but the umpires, they just stand out there and they take the heat, getting a nice base tan, as if they don't already have that from a season of umping.
For a game before us, not a cloud in the sky. Quite a bit of clouds have started to roll in.
PCM now getting set for the 5th inning, and they'll have the right bat to start it. Libby Winters has had a nice day, a single and a double already. Her 3rd at bat here in the 5th inning as the Mustangs will try to carve into this lead now that Wahlert Catholic has earned on that prolific 4th inning. As we're set to jet here for the 5th. Libby Winters has a chance this year, and she's doing herself a good favor today of breaking the batting average record for the PCM Mustangs. Came into the game batting .537. And if she can keep it there, she'll stand alone in PCM history. 1-0 pitch is fouled off to the left.
We've talked so highly in this game. I mean, she had the absolute robbery in center field. She's done it at the plate. 23 stolen bases on the season. The above 500 batting average. Just an all-around phenomenal player.
And you can throw her in the circle.
That too.
It's a Swiss Army knife type player. And she'll pop this one to right. Under it is Tauber, and that retires Winters for the first time today. Lillian Humpel into the batter's box. A strikeout and a sac bunt here today.
And a big swing by Humpel there to start this at bat. I really feel like over the last couple of innings, Roth has settled in the circle.
Movement on that pitch for the breaking ball and a 1-1 count. Taking on the junior Humpel. Trying to paint that corner, just missing.
Going back inside. What a pitch sequence there by Roth to get the strikeout.
Kane number 6 for the outstanding pitcher from Wahlert Catholic. So Humpel's second strikeout of the day. Hadley Malang, who hasn't found the base yet, won't find one there as she flies out to center. Grab is made by Sieverding in a simple inning for Roth and the Golden Eagles. They'll get the bats going again here in the bottom of 5, leading 4-1 on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small. We host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe it. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Fan sections going back and forth here from Channel Seeds Field inside the Hazel and Harlan Rogers Sports Complex in Fort Dodge, in a great match here between Golden Eagles and the Mustangs heading into the bottom of the 5th inning. Allie Capper to my right. I'm Ben Gislason. Wonderful to have you along with us here this afternoon. Hits on the board right now, 11 for the Golden Eagles, just 5 for the Mustangs, but PCM far from out of it, trying to grab a berth in the state title game.
And PCM defensively needs a quick inning here.
Haley Lang to start things out for the Golden Eagles on her day. 2 singles. That seems to be the trend for these Golden Eagles, right? Find the outfield and get to first, and have a lot of people doing it. Laying off the high rising pitch from the freshman Winters.
I like the pitch there by Winters, and that's the right call. She was able to hold, but just to get her thinking about it, seeing that movement.
This one towards second and past. Not only the second baseman, but gets past the outfielders as well. And So that'll be ruled a single, but it'll wind up a double. Haley Lang now has a leadoff single that she'll advance with the error to second, as we'll see it again in one lackadaisical moment, and it can mean an extra base.
And Wahlert back to the top of the lineup.
So
Excuse me.
Natalie Ruba close to the top of the lineup, though, and with no outs, it looks like they might get there here.
We'll get to the top of the lineup.
You were thinking ahead. And Ruba has absolutely pulverized this one. See you later. Ruba's third home run, and that was a no-doubter. A 6-1 lead for the top seed.
I think that just goes to the point. Top of the lineup, middle of the lineup, bottom of the lineup. Everybody on this Wahlert Catholic team is here to hit. An absolute shot out of the 8-hole for Ruba. That was a no-doubter.
Now just tattooed off the bat of the sophomore. Her third home run of the season. That's a Channel Seeds extra base hit, by the way, as well. And so this 3A semifinal getting some space to it now here in the fifth. No outs, and the top of the order, we're going to get to it now. One more batter until we'll be back up top where it's Tauber, Roth, Sieverding, and then we're into the single queens there in the middle of the order.
I think the wind is picking up right now, too. It is very, very breezy.
And coming from straight behind the plate. That helped that ball get out in a hurry, although I'm not sure it needed it.
Didn't need it, but it sure did help.
Claire Brocious, 2 singles. Can she get a third? Handled at second. Quick turn as well to grab the first out of the inning for the Mustangs. Good work at second there by Hollywood. And now to the top. And with one out, Wahlert Catholic has to feel with this sensational batting order they have, they could maybe put a couple more dents on the scoreboard here and try to really add some space to this one. And keep in mind, once we get past the fifth, 8 runs is the rule. High rising pitch there from Winters.
This game was just such a tight matchup through 3 innings. Wahlert has just found a way over these last 2 innings to bust it open.
Well, and it feels like, Allie, when you're playing against a team that has just the ferocity at the plate that this Golden Eagles team has, if you're going to beat them, you're going to have to be almost perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And if you give them just an inch, boy, they'll kick the door right open. This one's flown to first base, and that'll be the second out of the inning. And we'll bring up Julia Roth, who grabbed the lead with a 3-run shot last inning for Wahlert Catholic. First pitch ball to Roth.
And Roth's home run, that was a no-doubter as well. She took the outside pitch opposite field right at the scoreboard in her last at-bat.
Little communication here between Winters in the circle and Addison Steenhook behind the plate.
And you definitely want to face Roth with no one on base, but they're being extra careful this time around. Haven't given her anything to hit.
All class leading 23rd home run earlier today. Just remarkable power for this young woman from Dubuque. That one swung on and fouled off the mesh behind the plate. 3-2 count here to the extra deadly Roth.
And a good job by Winters. Work this count back to full.
This one hit a ton. Is it fair? No.
It is.
It
That's
is.
A fair
They
ball.
called it a fair ball. On the line, the third base umpire called it fair, and it is another home run for the home run queen. Julia Roth extends the lead to 7-1.
And I think PCM is going to ask on this. That thing, here's the deal. It was hit so high. That ball was hit so high over the foul pole, it was hard to tell.
You have to imagine the pole extending another 15 feet high. 241 feet, that blast.
How accurate is that measurement?
They said laser measured.
Laser measured, huh? Okay, I'll take it.
I'm sure we could find somebody to ask after the game. Challenge this laser of theirs.
Either way, it was a shot.
Either way. Lengthwise, there was no question it was gone. And it was right on that teetering line of fair and foul, ruled fair and ruled a solo shot for Roth. Back-to-back home runs. And another one that's shot out to center field as we're into the single part of the order now with Sieverding, who's got her third single of the day.
Now both Sieverding and Schultz with 3 singles. Klein looking for her third single or more.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Allie, but a softball player that can consistently hit singles can play a long time, can't she?
100% yes. It is, I mean, if you're making good contact with the ball, driving the ball into the outfield, there's no way you're not going to play at the next level. And that's just something, the ability to just make contact, put the bat on the ball, drive it to the green over and over and over again like we're seeing from these Wahlert hitters is so impressive. 15 hits. We're only in the 5th inning. 15 hits on the day so far.
2-1 pitch. This one slapped to second. Claimed there by Hollywood, and the throw down to first is good, but more fireworks from Wahlert in the 5th as a solo shot extends the lead from Julia Roth to 7-1. PCM clinging to some faint hopes of a comeback. They'll head to the plate next in Fort Dodge. 7-1 the score. Dubuque Wahlert on top.
We know that carrying your groceries out to your car seems a bit old school. That saying hello and asking about your day feels like a thing of the past. Being best at fresh, it's not just a fad. Serving high-quality meat at affordable prices? Talk about a throwback. But at Fairway, that's kind of our thing. Because some things never go out of style. Friendly at Fairway. It's more than just a name.
Well, both PCM and Dubuque Wahlert have some unfinished business with Williamsburg. Right now, it looks like the Golden Eagles might be the team to get a shot at the defending state champions of 3A, but Albia will look to dethrone the champs first. They're playing after this here on Channel Seeds Field in Fort Dodge. I would imagine fans, maybe some players watching this one to see who could be the first team that launches their way into the 3A final. And right now in command are the Eagles here in Fort Dodge. To my right, Allie Kappert, myself, Ben Gislason, Aaron Bandy, producing our show here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. The rest of our crew here, grateful to have you with us here this afternoon And a game, Allie, that it felt like watching it through the first 3 to 4 innings, there wasn't a lot. There was great defensive play. It seemed like both teams had some threats, but they weren't able to carry anything across the finish line. A run here for PCM, but then just this game just explodes, mainly with the explosive bat of Julia Roth.
I tell you what, this Wahlert offense has been amazing. And not to overshadow the defensive plays that we've seen in this game that have been Sports Center top 10 worthy, if I say so. So you just never know what you're going to see.
On the other field here, Iowa Central, Van Meter and West Fork are tied at 2 right now in the 2A semifinal. Got to see that West Fork team play yesterday.
And the PA announcer did make an announcement. If you are wanting to watch some of the games later on today, they will be on a rolling schedule due to incoming weather tonight here in the Fort Dodge area. So any games played, they're likely going to skip the intros of players, everything, just go, go, go.
I got to get those in. It was last night working with Zarin Eggestal and was telling me about a game that finished, he forgot the year and I wasn't around for it, but finishing 1-2 in the morning one year because of weather delays. You have to play the games.
Yep.
You have to.
Yeah, and there's, chance of weather tonight. And, we've mentioned the clouds are really starting to roll in. The first game, not a single cloud in the sky, but big, thick clouds starting to come. Radar still clean, but with the heat and this wind, you have to imagine some sort of weather is going to come tonight.
Yeah, those big cumulus clouds can be a bit of a canary in the coal mine for weather at times. And so hopeful we'll be able to finish this one before that weather rolls in. And Wahlert Catholic hopes that it can be nice and simple the rest of the way. PCM would love for anything but that. And they came from behind in the quarterfinals, not from a deficit like this, but they did come back to win in walk-off fashion. And it was Winters who was the hero that day. She's been great today. Starting here in the 6th inning, though, for PCM is Camden Webb. A walk and a strikeout so far today for the freshman. Roth looking as composed as you'd like in the circle all day long, no matter what's been around her. Runners on base, leading, trailing, extra calm in this big spot here in the semis. Although she is behind 3-0 here to Webb.
Does have 3 walks on the game. It's rare for her this season. Not a pitcher who throws a ton of walks.
Came all in the first 3 innings. 4 and 5 were 3 up, 3 down for Roth and the Golden Eagles. And Webb ducks away from a high and inside pitch for a leadoff walk. Kyra Nave up to the batter's box. She drove in a run, the lone run in this game for PCM back in the 3rd inning with an RBI single. Just under 400 batting average down deep in the order. She's hit this one with some power, but it's right at the left fielder. That's Claire Brocious there to make the grab.
And for Roth to come back first pitch after a walk, produce an out, that's huge, especially when you have a lead like this, able to dial it back in to face the next hitter.
1 out here in the 6th. Missing high on that opening pitch to Addie Hudnut. Sacrifice bunt and a strikeout today for the junior, batting .319 in the 8th spot. That one's blooped towards the pitcher. That might land in there. Play will be available at second, though. Maybe a little bit easier said than done, that play. Nice work at second base. Spinning and firing.
That's
Sadie Schultz.
Really good awareness by Schultz there. I mean, that ball had the weird spin coming off the end of the bat, but able to grab it, get the lead runner at second.
And Allie, you tell me, as a guy who played some high school baseball, I always remember trying to be aware of and sorting out as every play happens, whether there's a runner at first, how many outs. You're trying to think in your head of every scenario that could possibly play out. So if something strange like that plays out, you've thought about it. You don't have to think about it when you're making the play.
Yeah,
Am I onto anything there?
You definitely are. And as a second baseman, you always have the advantage of, that runner's right in front of you. You can kind of see where they're going, when they're going. But really, really good situational awareness there to get the runner.
So 2 outs now for Roth.
And as a runner on the other side, there's nothing you can do.
You're just running right into an open grave, essentially, there. This one popped to the right. And nice reach there from the first baseman. And a rolling. And speaking of rolling, Julia Roth cruising through batters now. That'll bring the Golden Eagles back to the plate here in the bottom of the 6th, leading 7-1.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Live here on the IGHSAU Digital Network, the 3A semifinal. Getting close to a curtain call here for the Mustangs of Prairie City Monroe, who are down 7-1, and they'll try to keep Wahlert off the board here. 2 more runs would end this run for the Mustangs and would send the Golden Eagles into the championship game of the 3A bracket. They'll await the winner of Williamsburg and Albia. And Allie, I would imagine as a team that lost to Williamsburg last year, does part of you want to see Williamsburg again to get some vengeance?
Yes. That's exactly who you want to see.
All 9 of today's starters for this Wahlert Catholic team, part of the club last year, so they all remember far too well what that feeling must have felt like leaving in the semis 1 game earlier than you wanted to. And they're on the cusp of getting back. Starting the 6th year is another drive to right and a nice grab on the blast by Sadie Schultz. Good catch out in right field. Leaving her feet to get it was Hadley Malang.
A really good grab, leaving her feet. I mean, it's just back-to-back good defensive plays in this game. It's been really fun to watch. These players are laying it all out on the line for their team.
Some wonderful outfielding, specifically from the Mustangs here this afternoon. The catch from Winters earlier, if you missed it, rewind and go find it. Came back in the 3rd inning on a high fly ball that was over the fence from Anna Rolling of the Golden Eagles. That grab, too, was a nice one in right from Malang. Wahlert Catholics had some grabs as well. It's been a great day of defending, even with all the hits. That's another thing to consider when you look at the 15 hits for the Golden Eagles. With some of these incredible grabs we've seen from the Mustangs, they could easily have 4 or 5 more.
And only between both teams, only 1 error on the day. I mean, both teams, a combined 20 hits, only 1 error. And I mean, we've seen diving stops. We saw the robbery in center field. We've seen everything.
That one's over the head of third base. And too deep of a throw from short to be made for Lindsay.
But the fact there that she fielded that barehanded. She just barehanded that ball and made the throw.
It seems very clear. Both Tyler Lang of Wahlert Catholic and Sean Hudnut of PCM, they do not skimp on fundamental softball, do they?
No, and that's the way it should be. At the high school level, I mean, none of these players are perfect yet.
There's another one in the hole. Great day for Haley Lang continues. That's her 4th hit. She is 4 for 4. Guess what? 4 singles.
4 for 4, 4 total bases.
How do you like that? And she's gone to the right now with one of those singles as well. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. This one flown high into the air off the bat of Natalie Ruba, and that's snagged at second. Hollywood squeezing that, so now 2 outs here in the 6th. Heading towards the top of 7, that will be the Mustangs' last chance as Claire Brochus steps in for the Golden Eagles. This one hit hard to the right, and under it in right is Malang. A couple catches out in right for Hadley, and now it's time for the last chance saloon here. That's where the Mustangs are headed. They'll mount up and look to rally here in the top of 7. Could Wahlert Catholic punch their ticket this half inning? We'll find out next here on the IGHSAU Digital Network.
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present the state softball tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's hometown pride, it's hopes and dreams, it's our future leaders. It's a reason to do more and be more. And it's that farm strong spirit that can only be found in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes and coaches on an outstanding softball season. And remember, today's successes are just the beginning of tomorrow's achievements.
Different apps. One last chance here for the dream to stay alive for this PCM Mustangs club. They are down to their final 3 outs. They will need 6 to tie the game. And they'll need to take advantage of every batter they have coming up this inning here from Fort Dodge. Getting set to perhaps send the first team in the 3A bracket into the championship game. Will it be Wahlert Catholic, or can PCM throw a complete shock in the cards here? But I keep looking over at that scoreboard, Allie, and when you see 17 hits on the board, it would be baffling to think that a team that could do that would not wind up the victor.
I mean, it's just been outstanding what Wahlert's been able to do in this game at the plate. I mean, we've talked so much about the defensive plays, but at the plate, they are making contact up and down the lineup, able to drive the ball out to holes in the outfield, a couple of home runs to top it off, but it's just been really, really good fundamental hitting for Dubuque Wahlert this entire game.
PCM making its 2nd straight trip here to Rogers Park in Fort Dodge.
I mean, just looking at the 17 hits, 1 strikeout. 1. And that's a stat line you do not see a lot in baseball and softball. I mean, 1K across the entire game, everyone up and down the lineup putting the ball in play.
Well, and not to be outshined by the hitting prowess of this Golden Eagles team is the work of Julia Roth in the circle. 6 strikeouts today, has faced a little pressure earlier in the game, and I tell you, we've got a great look at it from right behind the plate here, and you can see her demeanor, you can see her composure. She looks exactly the same whether there's a runner on third, whether they're in the lead, whether they're down, wherever it's at. That steady mentality that she clearly brings, and I noticed it right away. It's no wonder she's one of the most celebrated pitchers in the state.
She's just a competitor. Whether she's in the circle, at the plate, whatever she's doing, she competes, and she does it confidently, but she's also just composed. As you mentioned, just very, very well-mannered. She's hyped for her team, but she is so focused. She's fun to watch.
And is 3 outs away from giving up just 1 run in 14 innings of state softball.
It's a good tournament.
I'd say so. Well, to start things off, it's right where the Mustangs would want to start this necessary offensive inning, and that's at the top of the order with Tori Lindsay. fly out to left, got hit by a pitch in the second, and struck out in the fourth. And this Mustangs team must get a spark.
PCM, shortstop, Corey Lindsay.
0-1 count to start here for the junior Lindsay. Steenhook and Winters due up here in the top of the seventh. That one comes in high, and swinging at it was Lindsay, and she's quickly down 0-2 to the relentless Roth.
And Roth just hasn't let off the gas. She's quick between pitches, and she's bringing it with the same velocity now as in the first inning.
Oh, and Roth unafraid to throw over the plate on an 0-2 count. You can just tell she has that killer instinct. She's not out here to dance around in this inning. And she's gone 3 straight innings where she's either gone 3 up, 3 down, or 4 batters and 3 outs. And she'd love to wrap it up with a pretty bow here in the 7th if she can. 1-2 count here to the leadoff hitter of the order and the inning, Tori Lindsay for PCM. That one's high and hit hard to left, and a leadoff single from Tori Lindsay.
Tori Lindsay, really nice job getting her hands above the rise ball. Hit that thing into the ground, out into left field. And that's going to be the key for PCM right here. Base hit after base hit. Take a page out of Wahlert's book of base hits. Don't try and do too much with it. Fundamental, solid hitting. Go with where the ball is pitched.
Senior catcher Addison Steenhook in. She hit a single back in the 4th inning. Ended up being thrown out at second base trying to stretch that. It was a remarkable throw from right out of the arm of Ruth Tauber that pegged her at second. She takes a strike for a 1-1 count. Strike 2 to Steenhoek. Steely-eyed glare of Steenhoek here, knowing just what kind of a moment she's in. 1-2 count against Roth. That one's fouled off.
And Roth coming back with that rise ball. When she gets ahead, she's trying to work up in the zone on these PCM hitters. And both Lindsay and Steenhoek have done a nice job getting their hands up to it to get the foul balls.
That one's hit into the air. Ranging over for it. The shortstop, Natalie Ruba, is there for the first out of the inning, and now the Mustangs are down to their final 2 outs. And the batter they want up, Libby Winters. Single and a double in the first, and then the 3rd inning, she flew to right in the 5th. Swings on the first pitch. Stokes went out to left. Tough play, and another phenomenal grab from Natalie Ruba. This defense is sensational.
There's nothing left to say about this defense. It's just one play after another for both of these teams. Laying out once again, going into left field. You'll see the replay here. I mean, she's just down and ready for it.
And again, the thing that's been the theme with so many of these, full extension. Couldn't have reached any further for that ball. Outstanding work, really, by both teams. And Wahlert, though, has really stolen the day with a lot of remarkable softball here in the batter's box and in the field. Capped off by the great pitching of Roth. Really comprehensive victory if they can get this final out by this #1 seed Eagles club. There's a pop-up behind the plate. what could be the final batter in Lillian Humple. Two outs, top of 7, number 1 seeded Wahlert Catholic Golden Eagles, 1 out away from a trip to the 3A final. This one's hit into the air, foul.
And Roth continuing with that pitch sequence, get ahead in the count, go with the rise ball. PCM knows it's coming. They've done a nice job adjusting to the pitch sequence. Just with this defense today, there hasn't been a hole to hit it to.
1-2 count coming to Humple. Well, the Wahlert fans thought that might have been it. Just missing the outside corner. So says home plate umpire Jordan Hill.
And that's been that call all game. So that's it was low.
2-2 to Humple. Snapped foul. And the count remains 2-2. And the Mustangs remain alive, hanging to a thread of hope here in the 7th. Down on the dirt for a 3-2 count. Humple at the plate. Lindsay at first, 2 outs. Humple takes off. This one's hit into the air. Shallow left field. It's caught, and what a better way to seal it than with another diving grab. That was Claire Brocious in left, and the Golden Eagles are soaring their way to the 3A final.
There's no words. There truly is no words to how good this game was defensively. To top it off, 17 hits for the Golden Eagles. They are ready for a state championship tomorrow.
Allie, let's talk about this Wahlert Catholic team who will await the winner of Albia and what you said they hope to be Williamsburg and a shot at vengeance from a season ago. Why, of all that we saw today, what is the biggest reason you like them as an opportunity to win the whole thing?
Because they are 100% hustle 100% of the time. There was not a single play in this game that they took a play off. And I think that is so crucial for anyone watching softball, anyone playing softball. When you see a team going all out all the time, they're going to do big things. And I think this Dubuque Wahlert team has the potential to do big things tomorrow.
Congratulations as well to PCM. The Mustangs end the year 1 game short of their goal, falling here. Nothing to hang their heads about, though. They ran into quite a club in Dubuque Wahlert Catholic. The Golden Eagles are on into the championship game. A real pleasure to share the booth with you for a couple of games here, Allie. Looking forward to doing it again next year. Enjoy the rest of the week.
Some great games tomorrow. I'm excited for it.
Well, that's Allie Kappert as well for Aaron Bandy, our producer, and the rest of the crew here on the IGHSAU Digital Network. The Golden Eagles are on to the 3A finals. We'll have coverage the rest of the week here on the IGHSAU Digital Network. Plenty more games to be had tonight. We're going to hustle out of the dugout here, though, as we've got some weather rolling in. More games to be had for everybody that made today's broadcast possible. Thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the show. I'm Ben Gislason. 7-1, the final here today as the Eagles are on to the final. A fond farewell and good afternoon from Fort Dodge.